Hello and welcome back. I am Sam, your lead tutor. Today, we are going to explore the biggest shift in our industry in the last 20 years. We are tackling K63, cloud computing. This knowledge point covers the benefits and risks of cloud computing, the common deployments like private, public, and hybrid, and the key concepts of virtualization. Think of it like moving from owning a house to staying in a hotel. When you own the hardware, you are responsible for everything: the roof, the plumbing, the electricity. When you move to the cloud, you are renting a service. Someone else handles the maintenance, and you just enjoy the room. But as a network engineer, you don't just check in. You need to build the roads that connect your physical office to that cloud hotel. Our goal today is to give you a clear framework to navigate this hybrid world. Let's use my scaffold and ascend method to break this down. The core concept of the cloud is the as-a-service model. It means consuming IT like a utility, just like electricity or water. At the bottom, we have IaaS, or infrastructure as a service. This is where you rent virtual hardware, servers, storage, and networks. You still manage the operating system. In the middle, PaaS, or platform as a service. Here, you rent a space to build and run code without worrying about the underlying servers. At the top, SaaS, or software as a service. This is renting a finished application like Office 365 or Salesforce. Underpinning all of this is virtualization. This is the magic technology that allows one physical server to pretend to be 10 distinct virtual servers, maximizing efficiency. Now, let's look at where these services live. These are the deployment models. First, the public cloud. Think of AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. This is shared infrastructure. It is massive, scalable, and cost-effective, but you share the hardware with other tenants. Second, the private cloud. This is infrastructure dedicated exclusively to you. It might be in your own basement or hosted by a third party, but no one else uses it. It offers maximum control and security but is expensive to scale. Third, and most common for you, is the hybrid cloud. This is where you connect your private network to the public cloud. You keep your sensitive data in the fortress, but burst your web traffic out to the skyscraper. Finally, multi-cloud is using more than one public provider to avoid vendor lock-in. Why is everyone moving to the cloud? The benefits are compelling. The biggest one is scalability, specifically, elasticity. Imagine your website gets a sudden spike in traffic. In a physical data center, it crashes. In the cloud, it automatically adds more servers to handle the load and then removes them when the traffic drops. Next is cost efficiency. You shift from capital expenditure, CAPEX, spending millions upfront on hardware, to operating expenditure, OPEX, a predictable monthly bill. Then there is reliability. Cloud providers have massive redundancy. If a hard drive fails in Amazon's data center, you will never even know. And finally, speed. As a network engineer, you can deploy a new virtual router in minutes, whereas shipping a physical one takes weeks. However, as a responsible engineer, you must also understand the risks. First, security and privacy. You are trusting a third party with your data. The shared responsibility model is key here. Amazon secures the cloud, but you must secure what you put in the cloud. Second, compliance. Laws like GDPR care about where your data physically sits. You need to ensure your cloud region is compliant. Third, vendor lock-in. If you build everything using proprietary Azure tools, it becomes very hard to move to AWS later. And don't forget bill shock. It is very easy to spin up a powerful server and forget to turn it off, leading to a massive bill at the end of the month. Let's see this in action. Imagine a finance company wants to launch a new customer app. They need the speed of the cloud but must keep financial records secure. You design a hybrid cloud solution. You put the web front end, the part customers see, on the public cloud, like AWS. This gives you global reach and auto-scaling capabilities. You keep the sensitive customer database in your private cloud, on-premise. This satisfies your security team and compliance laws. You then build a secure tunnel, a VPN or a dedicated line like Direct Connect, to link the two. The web servers talk securely to the database, giving you the best of both worlds. We cannot talk about the cloud without understanding virtualization. This is the engine room. Virtualization is the process of abstracting the hardware from the software. We install a thin layer of software called a hypervisor, like VMware SC or Microsoft Hyper-V, directly onto the physical server. This hypervisor allows us to create virtual machines, VMs. Each VM thinks it has its own CPU, RAM, and hard drive, but it's actually sharing the physical resources. This means you can run a Windows server, a Linux web server, and a virtual firewall all on one single physical box. This efficiency is what makes the cloud profitable and flexible. For your portfolio, K63 offers great evidence opportunities. Use the STAR method. Situation: the development team needed to test a new application immediately, but we had no spare hardware and a procurement freeze. Task: I needed to provision a temporary, secure network environment. Action: I used a public cloud provider. I deployed a virtual private cloud, VPC, to create an isolated network. I configured security groups to act as virtual firewalls and launched virtual machines, EC2 instances, for the application. Result: the environment was ready in 1 hour, costing only a few dollars, and I deleted it immediately after testing. Reflection: I learned that cloud agility can significantly accelerate project timelines compared to physical procurement. If you are doing your major project, K63 is almost certainly relevant. Include a diagram that clearly shows the boundary. Where does your on-premise network end and the cloud begin? Show the VPN or interconnect. Crucially, justify your choices. Right, I chose a public cloud deployment for the web server to handle unpredictable traffic spikes, but retained the database on-premise to comply with data sovereignty regulations. Document the security model. Explain which parts you secured, the data, the OS, and which parts the provider secured, the physical data center. This shows deep architectural understanding. To conclude, the future of networking is hybrid. You must master both the physical cables and the cloud concepts. Your value lies in understanding the trade-offs. You need to know when to choose the control of a private cloud and when to choose the agility of a public cloud. Virtualization is the key technology that makes this all possible. Your role as a network engineer is to connect these worlds securely and efficiently. You are the bridge builder. I challenge you to go and create a free tier account on AWS or Azure today. Launch a virtual machine. Configure a virtual network. Get your hands dirty in the cloud. Thank you for your focus, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you now feel more confident in mastering this topic. If you found value in this session, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and follow our channel. It really means a lot to me and helps the algorithm show these lessons to other apprentices, just like you, who need support. Don't forget, you can download today's slides and the full transcript at www.mentorinai.com EPA Hub. While you are there, check out our mock interview and portfolio review services to make sure you are fully ready for your EPA. See you in the next video. Keep learning.